David. The sun shines out. The stars also at the same time are coming out. For many people, Cannes represents the start of the cinema season. Is that the case?
It is and it isn't. I mean, technically, the start of the cinema season for the year is Berlin, but it has to be said that Cannes has been siphoning a little bit of Venice's thunder when it comes to being the kingmaker for awards. So 2 years ago, there was Anatomy of a Fall, The Zone of Interest, and last year was a banner year when it comes to The Apprentice, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Emilia Perez, The Substance, and of course Honora, which won the Palme d'Or last year. All of these films debuted in Cannes, and they went on to win major awards, and in the case of Honora, 5 Oscars, including Best Actress, Best Director, and Best Film. So yes, Cannes sets the cinematic agenda for the rest of the year. I think that is now a fact.
So this year, the announcement's just been made. What are you most looking forward to? What are you excited about?
Quite a bit. It's looking like it's going to be a very bold, big, and beautiful year. We've got the new Kelly Reichardt coming. We have the new Joaquin Trier, who is teaming up again with Renata Renciva. The two of them worked together on The Worst Person in the World, and she won Best Actress in Cannes for that film. So that film is called Sentimental Value. Then there's the new Aster with Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone is also in this one. Also, Oliver Herman's The History of Sound, which will star Josh O'Connor and Paul Mescal in a gay musical. So that one's going to break the internet. I mean, one I'm particularly looking forward to is the new film by Julia Ducournau, the French filmmaker who gave us Grave and Titane. Titane, which won the Palme d'Or, and it is breathtakingly good, mind-meltingly violent. So there are a lot of really, really great films, and that's not without mentioning the fact that Tom Cruise is going to be there for the 8th Mission Impossible film. That'll be out of competition, potentially the final one. The director, Christopher McQuarrie, said that this could potentially be the final one. And it's worth mentioning that in the Un certain regard sidebar, there's Scarlett Johansson and Harris Dickinson, 2 actors who are making their directorial debuts. So that'll be something to look forward to as well.
Okay, now Cannes, as you mentioned, many prominent filmmakers there, female filmmakers. How does Cannes stand up compared to the others, and also for this edition in terms of representation?
It's a very good question. Usually Berlin tends to lead the way in this thing, and film festivals like Cannes, Berlin and Venice signed a few years ago a pledge 50-50 by 2020. That's not been the case, but this year there are 6 female filmmakers in competition out of 19. Now it's worth keeping in mind, Thierry Frémaux, when he made the announcement, said that 2,909 films had been submitted to Cannes. So people talking about the death of cinema really don't know what they're talking about. 19 films in competition, 6 directed by women. Now, this is important, and I'll quote Coralie Farja, the director of The Substance, who we talked to last year, who said that she was in favor of quotas, because if you see the data in a very, pragmatic way, there is still a discrepancy when it comes to representation. And hopefully one day we will reach a point where, whether a film is directed by a man or a woman, it shouldn't matter. And it has to be said that still, in today's landscape, in the film industry, there aren't the same opportunities afforded to certain filmmakers depending on their gender.
Perhaps there's something in the timing this week. We've had this big, massive announcement at the same time as, just coming hot off the heels of that French parliamentary committee looking into sex abuse within cinema and the French film industry. What can we read into that timing?
Right, I mean, the timing is fortuitous, potentially planned. So there was this bombshell report. It is 6 months in the making, over 100 hearings, over 400 interviews, and this committee report about violence in culture in general, but cinema and the film industry, has basically said that the sexist and sexual abuse is systemic, it is endemic, and it is persistent. And through this report, it says that essentially film festivals and the industry in general need to do better. Sandrine Rousseau, who is the chairwoman of this committee report, has directly addressed Cannes in saying that things need to change. To quote her directly, that Cannes needs to be the place to change attitudes. She says that Cannes has the responsibility to say, we hear you, we believe you, we support you, and we no longer want this structured in this way. So it'll be very interesting to see how Cannes addresses this in a meaningful way, to change mindsets, to change attitudes, and certainly to lead the way. Now, this is not going to happen overnight, obviously, but a report as vital as this and as damning is not something that can be ignored. So this 78th edition of the Cannes Film Festival will obviously focus on art, on the films in and of themselves, which shouldn't be overshadowed by this report. But it will be one of the major talking points of this year's festival, and necessarily so.
Indeed, and we will be on the Croisette as well to give our audience more on that, as well as some of the films that we can see on the silver screen. So for now, David Morricone, thank you very much.